It's really cold tonight. I'm going to get the air hooked up and pump the tyres up on this side, then push the car forward so I can get a jack under the back, lift it by the rear axle and start assessing what's needed to get the fuel tank out. I'm going to try and get it out tomorrow, but I don't want to spend all day doing it because I want to concentrate on welding. So yeah, tonight it's going to be lift it up, clean off the bolts and lube everything with WD-40 so that I can get it out tomorrow, hopefully. It might not show up on camera, but the car is actually levitating. Unfortunately, I don't have very high axle stands, so working space is limited. Here is a first glance at the boot floor from the underside. Yes, that is a big hole. Here is the bumper, tow bar, but it's made out of pig iron and then just boshed through the boot floor. And again, we got what looks more like forklift truck activity because the whole boot floor of that side's all crushed up. Fuel tank is over here, and again you can see a rather fresh looking, well, dent and some damage to the underseal. So again, it's definitely been picking up with a forklift, which is really annoying. So I'm going to get under here, clean up the threads that hold the tank in up there and two at the front, and then see if it wants to come down. Well, that went surprisingly well. Both of those came off. I've just put them back on to hold the tank up while I go and attack the front end. And then it also occurred to me that I've got to undo the wiring for the sender, and I'll leave the pipe because I think it's flexible, so that'll come down with the tank and then I can get good access and undo it afterwards, I hope. Right, now at the forward end, that pipe is the gravity fed feed to the engine bay. That one goes to the lift pump. And then the other one, I presume, is the return, which would make sense because it'd be going in the top. That bolt came undone easy. Where is it? That one doesn't really exist anymore and will need to be cut off. But I also want to drain the tank, so I'm going to chop off that clip and hopefully get a big bucket and catch any diesel that's in there. And while that's draining, I'll try and get access to the top side and disconnect the sender. Tank is now draining. There's some disgusting coloured diesel coming out of that, and it smells foul. It doesn't smell like normal diesel, so I can't believe that thing was running at all. I'm now going to start excavating my way through the boot for that crap that I piled in there, which is really dumb of me because I need to get to the wiring for that sender. So yeah, more fun. So cold now that it's actually frosting and my breath is freezing on the metal bits. I had to actually stop filming earlier because it got so cold the battery in my camera died. The fuel tank is now draining into that tub. I've undone all the connections inside the car, and then I've also undone that top Jubilee clip to the fuel filler neck, which is basically mint, which is pretty unusual. No surface rust on it whatsoever. Discovered this car's got the Bogue self-leveling rear suspension, which is nice to have as well, as long as it works. The tank actually looks quite solid. Quite often they rust out where that filler neck welds to the tank body, and that looks okay. The inside of the wheel arch, or the whole wheel well, looks really good. It's just that bit there, which I already knew about. Brakes and brake lines all look okay. The Watts linkage, which is the sort of system that stabilises the axle laterally within the car, that all looks really good. It's that beam there, and then that one that disappears over there. There's not even really any surface rust on it. So I'm quite optimistic, really. I mean, you might have worked out I'm quite an optimistic, determined kind of person, but despite the cold, things are going pretty well. So yeah, tomorrow should be a good day as long as it stays dry. Tank out and then on with the welding on the scuttle to get all that front bit done, and then I'll start probably on the floors.